And welcome back, everybody. Weekly anime rundown number 10 this time. First week of summer. This is gonna be freaking fantastic. I'm gonna love it. What do we got? We got Recreators and Kakegurui. Yeah, Kakegurui.
Compulsive Gambler, my guy. En inglés.
I like Kakegurui.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, call it whatever you want. That's totally up to you. That's
Alright.
fine.
Um, you wanna start off with the new stuff or the old stuff?
Let's kick it off right now with Compulsive Gambler. Get some of that
Okay,
Kakegurui.
definitely. Okay, I need to say this. By far, this I know for a fact this will be my favorite series of this season. Even the stuff from returning, this is probably gonna be my favorite.
It looks really good. That's for sure. I'm loving
Yeah,
it.
it's like it's psychological, which is one of my favorite genres. It's about gambling, which is like always fun to watch, like 007 or like recently come out about gambling, and I'm like throwing things around my desk like a compulsive person right now. Anyways, freaking this anime is gonna be really amazing. The only problem I have, like, the art style is gorgeous. Like, it is beautiful,
The art
but their
style, dude.
mouths are fucked up as hell.
Dude, the first time that one of the mouths like went crazy, it genuinely scared me a little bit. I was like, what is happening right now to this mouth?
I don't know. It makes me feel gross. I'm like, that's gross. Fix your mouth. Get some plastic surgery or something. Just like, please, please don't do this to me. Please. Anyways, freaking this series will definitely gotta be my favorite. Especially like I don't know, these type of school anime, like, oh, it's an everyday school, except for the fact, it's like this one weird thing about it that drives the entire school.
Yeah.
Those are always kind of like interesting ones to watch, especially this one being about gambling. Um, especially about it being gambling, it like the mood and how everyone's like treating it reminds me a lot of No Game No Life.
Yeah, kinda, a
It's
little bit.
especially like the freaking like the title pictures and stuff, like the checkerboard in the background and
Oh
like the
yeah.
soft outlines and everything. Like just everything about this show. It's like the serious, more darker version of No Game No Life.
Yeah, I can see that. I kinda get what you're coming from there.
And that's probably giving me a lot of false hope about how the show's going to be, but I'm really excited for this show.
Dude,
It,
honestly, it's gonna be up there for me, like with King's Avatar and the good that like, cause King's Avatar is pretty much one of my favorite animes at this point of all time. So saying that this show's gonna be up there is, I'm excited, so
yeah,
excited.
I'm really excited about this show too. Like, I'm really expecting this to turn really crazy really fast. Like, quoting the anime, it's like, well, that escalated quickly.
Dude, yeah,
Just
honestly,
going
this
from 20,000 to freaking a million. Or what was it? It was 500,000 betting. Just like,
yeah,
that
500,000 to
escalated.
10 million. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, no, because they went back down to 20,000 and then straight up to 10 mil. Freaking,
Yeah.
this show's crazy.
This show, it took off a lot quicker than I thought it would. Like, this first episode had a lot of like just crazy stuff, like they were acting insane and stuff, and I wasn't expecting all of that stuff to come out until a little later.
Psychological anime are usually like that.
Like, they
Like,
just went AWOL so fast.
yeah, that's usually how psychological anime are. Half the characters are insane, and the other half think they're sane, but really just have like some form of god complex. And yeah, that's usually how these shows go. And freaking, I don't know, just everything about this series I really love. Like you got I'm guessing he's supposed to be her main protagonist. If not, it's gonna be her. But he's just like a complete scrub and sucks at everything.
I think what the thing is, I think it's gonna be, it's like it's from the point of view from like Susui, but it's like, which is the guy, and it's like, but it's the main character is sort of like Jabame, which is the girl. That's kind of how I'm seeing it in a
I
way.
don't know. I almost don't want to say it's from his point of view, but it's actually kind of hard to tell.
It's I feel like it's more drifting towards being about him than her,
But
but
she's obviously the main driving force of this whole thing.
yeah, she's going to be the reason
Like
that
he's
everything happens.
the first like minute of the show is like he's talking about how, oh yeah, this school's about gambling, and I'm a freaking household pet and this yada yada yada, and except for everything changed when she arrived. And it's like he's
But you see
things
what I mean?
how it's like he's the narrator writing the story about her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by like
Yeah,
it's from his perspective.
because there are those like it's either him just thinking or whatever, but his like narrative thoughts are they're only his. They're not from any other character. So unless they like change the viewpoint episode to episode, which also might be interesting, it's probably just gonna be like him being like kind of like the author of a story, and this is like a retelling of what happened.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like they're going with it is like he's kind of retelling the story to somebody else, the viewer.
I'm really looking forward to see where this anime goes. And with it being a psychological, it's gotta be like, oh, here's 3 curveballs in a row, and just to throw you off track, let's throw a normal one. It's like that's what I love about these types of shows. So I'm really excited that we picked this one, and we're gonna go with it. So,
So, how did you feel about the OP here?
oh yeah, that was another thing I wanted to mention.
That thing
Another reason
scared
why
me
this is
so
gonna
bad.
be another reason why this is gonna be another like favorite of mine is because I actually love the opener and closer.
Dude, the opener like genuinely like scared me.
I
Like
don't know what your deal is. Do you like ever go to a haunted house or anything? Like,
no. I
do you
have
ever
the
get
most boring
genuinely
life.
scared for something that actually should genuinely scare you,
No,
or are
dude.
you just like, oh, there's a little like there's there's one too many papers in my glove box. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
That's me. No, but I mean like maybe scared is the wrong word, but it's like it's like startled me kind of. Like I didn't expect it type of situation.
Surprised.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I don't know if scared was the right word, but
I don't know. I really like the opener. Like the music was a nice contrast. Like I want to say contrast because it didn't match up with any of the feeling for the rest of the show, but it like kind of paired well with it. Um, I like. I don't know, I just really liked the opener, and the closer was pretty good too. It. I feel like the closer kind of almost described her personality, just kind of going out on a limb and just walking all poker faced and
yeah.
just doing whatever she comes compulsively. I mean, I don't know. I really like the opener. Just like Hero Academia season 2, I'm probably gonna watch the opener every single time I fire up an episode instead of skipping it. Um, and really, for everyone who's watching this, I don't skip openers because like I don't like it or whatever. It's just usually I'm in a time crunch, and to make extra time to watch an opener means I really like it.
That is true. I can confirm that statement. Uh, so another thing I wanted to mention real quick before we switch out is there was a scene in there, just a quick little scene in the episode where I don't know who they were, but they were talking about how Jabame was a snake.
Okay, so I'm actually looking at the title picture for this series right now, and the so there's the 2 girls. There's Jabame, and then there's the I think she was the president, not principal, but like usually like the head of the student council is like the president of the student council is usually like in charge of the school basically.
Yeah.
It's very different from in America. But anyways, guys. The student council president is that white-haired girl with the braids, and she is like the second. Like her and Jabame are the main focus of the entire title picture.
True.
So I'm definitely expecting her to become like a more prominent character, and like she's definitely going to. She's she either knows Jabame personally or she knows about her, like she has a bad reputation because she says that she's a snake. Um, so that's either personal experience knowing this, or she's like, I've heard a lot of crap about this girl, and she's gonna like completely wreck her school.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
But
not sure.
based on like just kind of the vibe I'm getting from her and just how she is on the title picture, she's probably going to be like the antagonist to Jabame.
Yeah,
She's
that's
she's going to be like the anti-hero, or not anti-hero, everyone's a gambler here. Just kind of like the opposite, the opposing force to Jabame.
yeah. I feel like what's gonna happen is because like right now, obviously, it's like Saotome, the blonde girl, is the antagonist. But it's what I think is gonna happen is she's gonna end up being on Jabame's side against
I
this
think she's
white-haired
going to end
girl.
up being a house pet.
Oh, calm down. I mean, she could. I can see that. I can definitely see that happening. That's for sure.
Because currently she's going to have a huge like vendetta against her, and she's gonna keep coming back and trying to beat the crap out of her. And with Jabame being a way highly intelligent gambler, she's probably gonna win every single time.
Yeah,
I really
probably.
expect I really expect her to become a house pet eventually.
Well, she's right now 8.8 million yen in debt to Jabame.
She's not
So,
in debt though, because like what they said from the beginning, all these kids come from basically a limitless amount of wealth.
well, yeah, but I mean, the facts are she's 8.8 million yen in debt.
Yeah,
She could probably easily just, here you go. But I mean, like, she
probably
is
not
in
that
debt.
easily because she was freaking out about it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I kind of want to know what Suzui's role is.
A house pet.
Okay, so I'm actually looking at the cast right now. Um, so the girl that we were talking about, the student president, she is Momobami or Kirari. Um, she is listed as a supporting character, but Saitama and Suzui and Jabami are all listed as main characters.
Okay, so then maybe she's not going to be as involved as you. Maybe she'll be involved a lot throughout the film or show,
She might be
but she won't be like present. She'll just kind
she
of,
might be like what freaking Shikimi was in Left Tyrant.
yeah,
She was responsible for a lot of things, but she doesn't have a lot of screen time.
yeah. I think like that might be what happens.
Because she is the student president, like they have work and stuff to do, but they can still pull a lot of strings.
They're still
So
gonna mess with you.
yeah, especially because that's how she's put on this title picture. She is basically those two are physically bigger than everybody else. They're in the middle of the screen and they're holding each other. So I mean, obviously she's going to be a big part of this, whether she's a main character or not.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. She's gonna be involved. Just don't know where or how at this point. But it's probably got to do with that snake situation.
Yeah. I really can't wait for like watching the next episode. Like the moment it drops, I'm probably gonna watch it.
Okay, well,
I'm really excited. Like I haven't been this excited for an anime in a long time.
have fun watching it then. I mean, shoot.
Plus, I saw the preview for the next episode. And, like Jibami's going psychotic in the classroom again.
Good, dude.
It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be awesome. Also, just a real quick hint, or not hint, but tidbit. A couple of the scenes, especially involving cards, they use the 3D animation. They like it's almost not noticeable.
Yeah,
They did
it's
a really
blended in
good
there.
job.
It's blended in very well.
Well, yeah, like I literally the first time was when I think it was Suzui was just flipping with his cards. I actually had to go back for a second. I'm like, that is 3D. Like, wow, like
Wait a
they
second.
really blended in well. Like the art style and just the many different things they incorporated into this. It's just perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Recreators. It was sort of like a recap episode, but it's probably one of the best ways that they could go about making a recap episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot better than when series go back and like literally just give you clips and scenes and then actually just make a recap video.
Yeah, it was literally like from Meteora's like perspective, and sort of like she threw jokes in there about how she would make the story if it were hers.
Yeah. We don't really get to see a lot of her character, which is really kind of disappointing. But like, not a lot of her personality. We see her character all over the place, but uh, just how little room that she has to like actually put herself forward kind of makes herself seem a bit flat. But at the same time, she's kind of like the driving force of our current team.
Yeah,
So like, she's busy being the leader. She doesn't have time to like really add character to stuff.
that's true. That's true. I found all of the portions of this show that were not recap, like the little things that Meteora just kind of threw at you. I found a lot of those things to be like actually pretty funny. Like how she introduced some of the characters, like how with Momika, she literally just took information from the official website to introduce Momika. And then for Yuya, she actually just took his introduction from the synopsis of the show. And I'm like, really? Wow, you okay, that's one way to do it.
She's an interesting character. Like based on her personality and all that, she's she's got a lot more charisma than you would think. It's actually really kind of like refreshing based on how straight faced she is to be all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And we found out that Blitz is an ex-detective, not a mercenary.
I I really was thinking he was a detective from the beginning, just because he kind
Okay.
of had that feel. But then you said mercenary, and I'm like, yeah, that fits too. So
Nah, dude, you're the one that brought up mercenaries, so don't play those games.
you're the one talking about like all their professions. That was you.
All right, sure.
I will go back and like enter clips from previous recordings for this.
All right, do it. Do it, bro. You're good.
Anyways,
Do it. It's fine. We'll get back to you guys on that one.
although I will take the blame of just rolling along with it and just keep saying it every time afterwards. But you're the one that first said mercenary.
That's fine. I can't. I have the worst memory anyway, so I don't. I probably did say it. And whenever Meteora got around to talking about uh, Altair, she actually cleared up a lot of questions that we've been saying on the show, sort of about Altair, and like just gave you the defined facts of what Altair does, which was pretty interesting to get that little tidbit also.
I think that would this be officially the halfway point for this series, or have we passed that already?
Um, there's 22 episodes, so we're past it.
Okay. I was just about to say like this would be like a perfect kind of like refresher point. It feels like exactly halfway, but
Yeah, we're a little bit
anyways,
past.
it's just really nice that they did this for the fans.
honestly, they did it so
was
well also at the same
it was
time.
also probably like good for them to give him like a bigger break before.
That's literally what Meteora said at the very beginning of the episode. She said, "Look, this is not just any generic recap episode. We planned this from the beginning because we knew that we would need a break." She literally said that, and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. I guess go ahead."
Just like you can continue.
And at the very end, whenever they broke out of like the whole, they went back to real life type of thing, and Meteora's done with the recap. It went back to right where Celestia was like, no one knows how this story will end, and I'm like, wow, they're really stressing that point that nobody's gonna know how this thing ends.
And I also like how it's kind of like this recap video literally took zero time out of the main.
That's
It's
true.
like this whole thing is just not included whatsoever. It's completely detached.
Yeah. This is, dude. I can't wait for the rest of this show to wrap up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Such a good show. I'm glad I watched it.
Same. It is a phenomenal show. I really do love it.
Yeah, like I was a little iffy at the beginning because I was like, there's a few things here, a couple of red flags, but I mean, it definitely paid off for sure.
Yeah, it is definitely not the same show I was watching in the beginning.
You got
Like
that
that is
right.
probably my best way to describe it. Is it's just not the same show.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it, actually.
It's fantastic, and every episode is something I look forward to watching, including the recap.
Dude, honestly, this is like the best recap episode I've ever seen for an anime, if I'm being completely honest.
I've seen like a couple that are very similar, but usually they don't do this well.
That's true. And you also watch a
Unfortunately,
lot
like
more than
the
me.
most generic one is usually just they chop up the first season and then just like glue it in, or like all the videos beforehand and then just like glue them together. And it's like here's this like really choppy, legitimate just clips from the previous episodes. Here you go. It's like, well, thank you. It's not like I just spent my last like month of my life watching this show.
Exactly, dude.
But I really do like it when like creators actually put their heart and soul into like a recap video. They're like, hey, you go. It's a break for us, and it's actually something interesting for you.
Yeah, exactly. Love that. It was great, dude, honestly. So, that means it just happens to be time for the retro redemption segment of this show.
Looking forward to
What
it.
do
What,
we
what do you
got?
got for us today?
What do I got for you today? Well, I'm gonna throw it back at you. What do you got for us today?
So earlier you were talking about King's Avatar and how. So I'm deciding, you know what? Maybe I should put a little of my favorite show into this. Um, me, if you can't tell from like my username, I'm a huge Tokyo Ghoul fan by far. Oh, it's amazing. Uh, we got Tokyo Ghoul here today, obviously, since I've said it like 4 times. Main character, Kaneki Ken. Average everyday Joe goes on a date, his life goes to shit. And you know what? I feel with the guy. Anyways, oh my god, I do it again. So this show, absolutely phenomenal. I love everything about it. It's very bloody and very gory. If those things turn you off, then maybe you shouldn't watch it. But it's really amazing. It follows the story of a guy who is finding himself to being forced to not being human anymore. He starts off an everyday average Joe, and throughout the first season,
he basically is forced to lose his humanity. And he's struggling, but at the same time, he's learning things about the ghouls and about, like, the different factions inside the cities. He's learning about investigators and ghouls and the ghoul organizations. And he's learning how ghouls aren't these, like, monstrosities that just want to eat people. Instead, they're actually people themselves. And it's actually a really phenomenal show. And throughout the series, like, even the other seasons, you really notice, like, his character is changing. Like, starting off, he seems like a little sweet kid, and by the end of the first season, you really understand, like, that little sweet kid is a complete character. He's fleshed out. He's like, he has reasons for how he is, his love for books, and all these different things. But that character literally changes, and that doesn't always happen in anime, where, you know, you have a character and, yeah, their viewpoints might change, or the type of things that they do might change, but to have, like, the core center of who they are as a person change is a very rare thing. And for it to be done so well is actually fantastic. I am gonna have to say, I think I prefer the manga, just because they have a couple extra bits in there that aren't in the anime. The anime did a very good reincarnation of the manga, but a couple scenes are switched around, and a very, very few details have been taken out, which I find important, but at the same time, I only care about the details. So take that with a grain of salt. But personally, this is one of my favorite series of all time. All the different characters, there will always be at least one person in there that you can personally identify with. Whether you're the psychotic lady who started all this by trying to eat her date, or you're the main character, you know, you go through hell for the people you care about, or maybe you're just the friend who's trying to help out the guy who's going through hell. Like, there's always a character that you can identify with and you can feel for. And on top of that, this first season obviously has a second season, which is Route A, which is not as good as the first one. I'm gonna have to admit.
Now,
But there's actually two side stories, Tokyo Ghoul Jack and Tokyo Ghoul Pinto, which are about other characters. And I think Jack is about Suzuya, which is the psychotic boy ghoul investigator. And yes, he is a boy. I have talked to like 15 people in the past 2 days, and all of them are saying he's a girl. I'm like, no, I'm looking at his bio right now. It's a guy. But yeah, Suzuya. Fun little fact about him: he was raised by ghouls, and was forced to be a butcher, which is really weird and psychotic. And it's like, I recommend everything about this show, just as long as you can handle the dark, gory side of things. And if you like the dark, gory side of things, then you kind of need to watch it anyways. So that's about it. It's fantastic. And I literally talked without breathing for about 15 minutes.
alright, boys and girls and others, this has been another edition of the Weekly Anime Rundown thing. And don't forget to drop in the comments a show that you guys are planning to watch this season that you want us to watch.
Yeah, we definitely have that community pick.
Community
Fan
pick, viewer's choice, fan pick, whatever actually that you want to call it, you can call it that.
Viewer's choice. Like viewer's choice.
Put it in the comments. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it. We got you. That's what I'm talking
leave a like
about.
if you liked it. If you didn't like it, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. Leave a comment how you feel about this stuff, because, you know, I always pick the psychotic people. And yeah, share. We want to know what your friends think, what your grandma thinks.
Heck yeah.
Kind of care what grandpa thinks, because smoking a pipe in the back room is always cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next week.
See you next week, boys.